That's
oh boy.
I don't know if that's
Jeff Burton and Kyle Busch. Harsh words. And all in one direction.
Whoa, you don't see Jeff Burton get mad like that very often.
You recall that Jeff Burton ended up way up high and almost in the wall as Kyle was coming through in the middle on that restart.
Kyle got into Burton and cut his left rear tire down. That's what he's upset about.
Here's a look at it. There's Kyle in the middle.
Right here, I think you'll see a little contact, and this is what cuts Burton's tire down. But you gotta also see that the 33 was underneath the Kyle's. I can't really, you know, that's just close racing on a restart.
Here's a look from the helicopter.
Right there is where the tire got cut.
But I'm gonna tell you what, Darrell, that's a borderline call there. Who did what?
Yeah, I agree, Larry. But I don't blame Burton for being upset. I mean, he had a great run.
car.
So the fireworks continue here in Charlotte. Kurt Busch will do the celebrating when we return.
So much more as you see the Miller Lite celebration begin. Truly overwhelmed. His best finish in this race coming in was 11th. No top 10s, no top 5s. Now a win. Kurt, you dominated this race. His wife Eva comes in to get a kiss. You dominated this race, but in those closing laps, you needed that caution and you needed your team to step up.
That's right. I mean, it's unbelievable how much this is a team effort. I mean, I get the spoiled job of driving an awesome Miller Lite Dodge like this was. I mean, this is just a great team and a great move right now with what we did a few weeks back. And, you know, Steve Addington is brilliant. Dave Winston, he's brains on this team, and everybody just pulls the rope in the same direction. I mean, it's just unbelievable to have a car that would stick that good. And this being Memorial Day and all, I thought about the troops all day long. And, you know, a buddy of mine, Chris, was a paratrooper. He's not here with us right now. But to all the men and women that serve, that protect our freedom, thank you. And we'll be celebrating tomorrow on the lake. And everybody should stop by their convenience stores and get these Miller Lite Vortex bottles. That's what I'm talking about. And on Tuesday, go buy a Dodge.
Well, Kurt, I know the problem for you in the past has always been that transition, day to night. How did you complete the deal? What was the difference this time around?
Well, I went all the way around our all-star setup. I felt like that was the best car at night, and whatever struggles we would have during the day, we would deal with. And man, the car was good in the day, so I was scared. I was scared all race long that it was going to dominate the first part and then lose it towards the end. And McMurray kept us honest. I'll give him that. But it's when things go your way and when things continue to click, like we needed a caution, we got it. It's amazing when the good Lord blesses you like this. So thanks to all the fans. It's a wonderful deal. And to Fox, thanks for their coverage. And Sprint, they do a fantastic job with our sport. And all of our associate sponsors, I mean, with it, Discount Tire, Snap-on, PPG, Lennox, all these guys that help make this happen, Dodge especially. It's sometimes we think we're behind driving a Dodge, but most importantly, Roger, this one's for you. I thought about that Ganassi car behind me. He wasn't going to get by us. Thanks a lot.
The captain may have come up short in the Indy 500, not in the Coca-Cola 600. They call Charlotte the Queen City, Mike, today. And the last 2 weeks, Kurt Busch has been king.
Absolutely. A big hug from his mom, Gay, and his dad, Tom. They're a big celebration for the Busch family. But we have to end it on some fireworks because Jeff Burton and Kyle Busch in the post race along pit road. You notice that Jeff is doing the talking and Kyle most of the listening. First, here is Matt Yoakum with Kyle Busch.
What a night for Kyle Busch. What a weekend of rebounds. First off, conversation with Jeff Burton. What was that about?
He said I didn't race him very nicely. So he said I ran into him, and I don't know what I could have done to have made that work without touching him. His teammate, the 33, made me 3 wide getting into 1, and I held it as tight as I could on the 33, trying to stay off the 31. So I guess all that nice respect stuff he talked about earlier in this week's out the window. But I guess that's how I race everybody, is from what everybody says. But no, I mean, forget about that. This was an awesome night by these guys and this team. You know, Dave Rogers did a phenomenal job helping me and getting me a car that I could come back through the field like that. You know, we were really off when I made contact on pit road, and I can't thank M&M's Pretzels enough, and of course, Knott's Energy Drink, Interstate Batteries, Norm Miller, Toyota, everybody that helped us tonight.
truck win, nationwide win, and he comes home third in the Coca-Cola 600.
All right, with Jeff Burton back at the transporter. Jeff, what were you upset about after the race?
Well, you know, Kyle made it 3 wide there on the restart, you know, trying to make something happen. I can't blame him for that. But the least he can do is stay off of me and cut the left rear tire. And, you know, I like racing with Kyle. I really do. I enjoy it. But when he gets over aggressive and I pay the price for it, I'm not going to tolerate it. I'm just not going to put up with it. I don't mind racing with him. I don't mind him being aggressive, but I'm not going to be the victim of his aggressiveness. I'm just not going to put up with it.
And what did he say in return, Jeff?
Well, first he said he didn't hit me. Then he said he got put there. Then he said he had to go because he didn't mean to do it, okay? And he was trying to defend himself, and what he was saying wasn't making sense, but that's okay because he was upset because I was yelling at him. But, you know, he didn't mean to do it, but, you know, he's real aggressive, and I don't mind that. But, when, like I said, when it affects me, then I got a problem.
Thanks for your time.
And you can almost hear some people cheering the way Jeff Burton gave it to Kyle Busch as we look in victory lane. And Jamie McMurray moments ago going over to congratulate Kurt Busch. And for McMurray, his third runner-up in the last 5 races, a tough second-place finish. And as we look at the unofficial results, Jeff Hammond, 24 laps to go. That caution, then the restart. Kurt Busch wins the race off pit road. His pit crew, his crew chief Steve Addington. McMurray just didn't have enough time to close the deal.
Didn't have enough time, but you know, you take a look at some of those guys, especially in the top 10 there. Let's take a quick holler at David Rudiman, last year's 600 winner, comes home 5th. A great effort by the 98 car Paul Menard. Also, I mean, a great run for that organization.
And for Kurt Busch, a 4th time in his career, leading over 200 laps. The most laps he's led in his career was 278 earlier this year in Bristol. Remember March, he lost that race. This was the 2nd most laps led in a race for Kurt in his career. Remember his earlier comment, Jeff, when he said during the course here, there are 41 other cars I'd rather lose to than the 48 Jimmy Johnson. Kurt Busch might be the championship challenge we're looking for to Jimmy Johnson.
Well, I think he would be somewhat of a surprise, but he has won a championship before, so he's got the experience. And so far, we were questioning Steve Addington and his relationship, you know, early on. But, man, it's really come together, and they are starting to look like a force to really reckon with, especially on the mile-and-a-half racetracks. I mean, they have been really flawless. And last week at that All-Star race, he told me on Monday, we were playing a golf tournament for Rick Hendrick, and he told me then, he said, we found something in that last 10-minute break that made that car like it was on the rails. Best driving car I'd had in 2 years. I wonder if he'd say the same thing tonight.
He gained 3 positions, moved up to 6th in points. So we talked about Jamie McMurray's situation. Let's get a word from him. He's with Dick Berggren.
Well, Jamie McMurray finishing in a disappointing 2nd place, but you had a big night.
Yeah, we had a great Bass Pro Shop Chevy. It, you know, it just would take us 25 or 30 laps to be able to catch Kurt, and then it'd take about 10 more to be able to pass him. But had a great night, a great car. We just, you know, the track position was key, and when he got out in front of us on that last pit stop, and then some of those guys stayed out, it was a struggle to get back around him.
How disappointing is it to finish 2nd after you ran so well?
Well, it's disappointing, but I'll continue on from the talks like at Daytona, from where I was last year to the runs we've had this year with the polls, and to have great partners like Bass Pro Shops and McDonald's come and support us. It's a really good time to be a part of Earnhardt Ganassi Racing and Chip Ganassi Racing, with them winning the Indy 500 today. And you know, I'm disappointed to finish 2nd, but I'm really happy about it.
You're on a career year. Congratulations.
Thanks, Dick. And Roger Penske did have 2 drivers finish in the top 10 at the Indy 500. And, of course, his driver Kurt Busch win. As we check the points, we're halfway to the chase. 13 races through. Kyle Busch has narrowed Kevin Harvick's points lead. Ryan Newman slips into that 12th spot. Martin Truex Jr. slips out.
And that's where the battle's going to really come from right now. Ryan Newman right there in 12th. You see Clint Boyer just 4 points out. Martin Truex Jr. just outside. But look at Jamie McMurray. He's making a charge just like Juan Pablo did last year for Chip Ganassi to get in that top 12. You better watch him out.
And again, the cold streak for Jimmy Johnson. He is 7th in points after a DNF. And the celebration, 1st, 2nd, it's as easy as 1-2, as in the 1 car, the 2 car. And the mom comes in there as well. Says, all right, you're still my guy.